Welcome everyone to the channel. I'm Louis Crypto, and in today's update I'm going to give you some technical analysis on Sui. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment if you're new around here to bump up the algorithm as we try and hit 10k subscribers. Now, Sui is a coin that I do personally hold. If I were to place the fibs on Sui, measuring this dump that we saw from the March top 2024, where we saw the market correct quite deeply, it was a move down of around 78% for a large cap as well, guys. Now, luckily, it did actually go up beforehand. There were other large caps that have done well out of the November bottom. A lot of coins did bottom out in November, but Sui was actually already running up before the Trump victory, so outperforming the rest of the market. If we look at the Sui Bitcoin chart, you will also see similar things, that from August, it's been outperforming Bitcoin as well. We can't say the same for totally everything, since a lot of coins have given back their gains. If we look at this Sui Bitcoin chart, then maybe this looks like an area where it could bounce, and of course that means that Sui would actually continue to outperform Bitcoin. So at least for the last 3 weeks, we can say that Bitcoin has been holding up better on the past dump. But if we can now maintain this double bottom neckline on the Sui Bitcoin chart, which would just be a breakout and retest, this EMA here is the 20 weekly moving average, so an accurate short-term moving average, suggesting that if it's maintained, we should get a new higher high, and the next level being up here at 78 at the 786. From current price, this would be a move of 100%. So basically either, outperforming Bitcoin by 100% essentially. If I were to head back to the Sui USD chart, what we're seeing at the moment is currently a rejection from the 1474 area, and I would personally like it to come back down to around $3.34. That would be the ultimate entry if we get lucky. But there is currently support above that. $4 is acting as a psychological level between $4 and the 1414 Fibonacci level. So $4 and $4.17 essentially. So this is what's stopping Sui from continuing lower, but that would be the ultimate DCA. And from there anyways, I would be expecting higher high. But I've got an interesting chart to show you guys, because I'm seeing a lot of similarities with Solana and Sui and Solana's first cycle in the past bull market. And let me just go ahead and put them side by side for you. So it could be that Sui is mirroring Solana's 2020-2021 bull market. And if that were to be the case, then we try to imagine a future correction with the fibs, if it's following a similar path to Solana, where it got up to the 2414. Now for Solana that was $45, and for Sui that's $19. So if a correction happened at around the 2 fib, similar movements we can see coming out of it on the Solana chart from last cycle, that it managed to continue all the way until the next 2 fibs, hitting $177 and $239 targets. So if that were to all be the case on the Sui chart, and we are actually seeing that it is mirroring Solana's last cycle, and knowing that Sui was created by Mysten Labs, and Mysten Labs being US based, they could be taking advantage of all the tax incentives also by being US based. And so that could mean that Sui could potentially get an ETF in this cycle. Now, who knows? Of course, not financial advice, but if we were to see something to push it beyond these 2 targets to go on a Solana-like run, maybe a fundamental news event like that needs to take place, and we've got the best conditions for something like that to happen. There are a lot of similarities, although they could be happening at different levels. At the moment, we can see on the Sui chart there was a correction around the 1 fib, whereas on Solana last cycle it was at the 786 fib, and we did see a correction around the 1272 on Sui. It also happened on Solana around there as well. So if it is copying Solana, then we should see Sui breaking the 16185 $5.70 and then flipping that into support to start a move up into the $10, $15, $20 range. It would be incredible to see it getting up to $70, $90 per Sui token. I mean, if it were to follow the Solana path, that is where it should head to. We can see at the moment we're in wave 3. If we look at the Solana chart, it does look like there were 5 waves to the upside before it entered the bear market. And if we are following that, we are currently in wave 3, which should end around $10 to $20, putting in a correction between those prices of $20 and $10, maybe a little bit lower, and then looking for a further move up to a further new all-time high beyond 20, beyond 25, maybe at up to $50, up as high as 70 to 90. I'd love to think it could definitely get up there, but we will look to potentially take some profits at the first significant resistance after this wave 3 ends, before a wave 4 correction begins towards $15 to $20. I think maybe shifting some profits over into stables or Bitcoin, and then once it's bottomed out, getting back in for the next rally up towards that $40, $50, $70, $90 area, if that so happens to be the case. That's it from me today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share on your way out if you want to get educated, so you can do this on your own or just be in the loop. I've been sharing that chart for a long while, guys. I mentioned that over a month ago in the Discord community, whether it's in the chat or in my group live streams where I can mentor you guys on top of analyzing all the markets and sharing all these new coins that are in these new up and coming narratives. So use the links down below. Any ways you can use a link down there to follow me on Twitter. And yeah, I'll catch you over on my other platforms.